Audio's good. Audio looks good. Cool. Let's do it. So we go right here. Beautiful. Turn that off. And we go right here. Right on. Here we go. So we're supposed to head up the line here just a little bit and pick up a string of cars full of ballast like that, like that, like that. We're supposed to go pick up a small string of cars full of ballast and take them up the line where they're doing maintenance. So I think, yep, that one's good. That one is good. We're going right up here first. All right, here we go. So go back here. What do we need? We need, let's get some lights on. All right. We want number lights on. We want generator field on. We want this to lead. We want this to freight. It's a cool day, so we'll turn a little heat on. Right about there, right about there. We'll put our handle in. That goes there. Reverser to forward. And I'm trying to think what else we need. Wipers. Get those going. And I'm going to tab across to some of the different panels. Instrument lights. Get those turned up. Let's see, these are all on. These are all on. Platform lights are on. Number lights are on. Not a lot going on here. All right. This is all good. All right, here we go. I think that's us all set. Yep, I think it is. Here we go. Mouse 2222. How you doing, Mouse? What's happening? Pressure's come down, brakes is off. All right, here we go. And we are definitely in a yard right now, so we're going to be going very, very slowly. And I will hop outside momentarily. We'll take a look. I had to move my desk all around. Track IR is supposed to be here today, and I realized that the way I had my broadcast mic set up, it was sort of occluding on the left side. And that's the side that I want to put the Track IR. I got the big one that mounts on your headset. Fair to middle. Well, you know what? Sometimes that's as good as it gets. I am doing great. Playing FS19. Good for you, man. Good for you. I want to like that game. I really do. I really do. I'm stuck on 17. So the Track IR that I got, it's the big one that goes, for me, it's going to go on the left side of my headset, which is the same side that my boom mic is on. I think most mics are on the left side. Could be wrong about that, but because I want to put it over there where my broadcast mic is, it was on the left also, mounted on my desk, and when it sort of came in from that side, I worried that it would have come between the transmit unit on my headset, the transmit Track IR unit, and the receiver going up on top of my monitor. So I moved my broadcast mic around to the right side of my desk, and it is now sort of in between where I sit and one of the laptops, one of the 3 laptops on my desk that I use to, when I live stream, I use it to monitor chat. So I have to keep kind of leaning over. Yep, I looked at that one, and I feel like they're about to go to 6. You know, I feel like it's, I don't know, Track IR is like almost bridging up to VR. So I thought about getting that one, and I looked at the Tobii Eye as well. but ultimately I went with the Track 5 Pro bundle. So that is, it's on the UPS truck. It is supposed to be here today. I really hope it is. And then Stream Deck, who knows when that's going to get here. Yeah, I'm amazed that the more videos I've seen on it, because over the past couple days I've just been watching like every possible video I can about Track IR and how to set it up and everything. And the more I see of it, the more I'm really kind of kicking myself for not getting it sooner. Whoa, what is going on behind us? What? It's the apocalypse. No, just a train. Man, I love when there's stuff moving around in the world. I love it. That really brings a sim alive. Alright. We're going to go get these gravel cars, ballast cars, and we're going to take them, I think it's about 10 miles up the line, depending on how we're doing on time. So we are on MOW1, maintenance of way 1, and there's maintenance of way 2 as well. So if we get the first one done and we still have time, we'll go ahead and do the second one as well. And this is a DLC loco. It got ported over. It's preserved content in the Peninsula Corridor route. And I'm glad they brought it over because it's really similar to the yard engine in Northeast Corridor, and it sounds like Northeast Corridor is not going to make its way to Train Sim World 2. So I'm glad one of these little US style yard locos made it over. Alright, we'll go outside again, take a look. Look at this little guy. Look at him. He's mighty. We're going 30 miles an hour right now, and that is really about all the faster that I would ever want to go in this thing. It says you can go 60. Nah. Nope, not me. I'm not going 60 in this thing. I don't even like going 30 in it. And the brakes are not great. I tested this route a little bit earlier. I did about 15 minutes of it. And we're going to be going pretty slow because the brake effect when you have those hopper cars full of ballast, the brake effect is like, it's almost non-existent. Okay. Yep, I got it for Flight Sim 2020, definitely. I got it mostly for DSC because the only aircraft that I have, like the only one that I bought for DSC that I want, let's get slowed down here. The only aircraft that I wanted DSC for was the P-51 Mustang, and of course all the World War II aircraft have they've got no radar, they've got no lock-on. You know, the P-51 and the Spitfire, I believe, both have a rear view mirror. Like, that's how old school they are. So the idea that you've got to be really looking around constantly when you're flying, and how difficult it is to spot aircraft, like enemy aircraft, and even ground targets. It's just really, really difficult. And trying to do it with the little button on top of my flight stick was not working for me at all. So I got it primarily for DCS, but I want to use it for Flight Sim. Definitely going to use it for racing games. And I know some of the racing sims that I play or that I sim in, however you want to describe it, they have mirrors, but you can't see them when you're looking ahead. And if you set your buttons up so that you can tap one to look to the side and then it automatically comes back on center for your view, I feel like that to me that's really kind of jerky, you know, where your field of view or your look or whatever you want to call it, it goes like 90 degrees to the right and then it immediately snaps back to center. I find that really distracting. But if they put it on like a thumbstick or something, then when you came back to center, you would have to find center again, like in Truck Sim. And I feel like that would be in its own way just as bad. So I'm really looking forward to being able to use the mirrors in race sims. I think that's going to be fantastic. Alright, so we need to get stopped right up here. And I've never played War Thunder. I've seen it, and I've heard it described as like all these flight sims that we play that are so serious. I've heard it described as like a game version of those that you can actually enjoy and not have to like make yourself crazy. Alright, we need to couple to these cars that are behind us, but we've got to switch right here. We could do it from inside. We could do right like that right there. However, we're not going to. We are going to do this the right way. I'm going to go out here in the rain, hop down here, and do this manually. All right, so we want this to the right, and that is what we're hooking up to right there. Beautiful. Yeah, War Thunder, and what's the other one? World of Warships. Those just look like fun games to me. I don't know why I've never gone around to playing either of them. But as much as I make myself crazy with these super realistic games, sometimes I really would like to just have fun gaming, right? What a crazy idea. Play a game that you enjoy. All right, brakes are off, pressure's come down. I'm going to carefully pivot around here. We are in reverse, here we go. And this is, I got a little further than this. When I prepped this earlier, I did get hooked up to these hopper cars, and I did pull them forward a little bit, not too far, maybe a mile or two. And I was already able to tell how heavy they are for a little yard loco like this, and also how long it takes to stop. So we will be careful as we get rolling forward. Some of these sims, I really like how slow paced they are. You know, you gotta get in the right mindset, or at least I do before I play something like this. You gotta get in the right mindset that everything is gonna be slow. There's really no way to like macro through things or speed them up, or just kind of hand wave all the middle steps to get stuff done. But I like that sometimes. Alright. And I'm trying to think what else. This game, Train Sim World 2, did update this morning. It wasn't very big. It was like 350 meg. I think it was a lot of housekeeping stuff. And they have not brought in any other DLC yet. But we got so much of it. That was, what, a week ago? 10 days ago? Couldn't have been too long. 2 weeks at most is when the bulk of the DLC from Train Sim World 2020 ported over. And I'm not... At this point, I don't feel like I'm hurting for content in this game. There's only a few routes and a couple of locos left to come in. So we'll see when that gets here. But in the meantime, no, I got plenty to play with. Alright, so we will get hooked up. And then I'll take a look. I'll go to the map and take a look up the line just a little ways and confirm that all our points are set properly. And this will be, yeah, just about right. A little over 2 miles per hour, that's perfect. A little under 2 miles per hour, still perfect. Beautiful. Alright. Wait for the brake pressure to stabilize. We'll go back to forward on the reverser. There we go. So we want to take a look up here. That one's good. That one's good. And we'll move over to this side. Yep. And that'll take us up here, I think about 4 miles. I don't think that's the end of the service. I want to say it goes a bit further than that. Yeah, it's going to take us right in here. It's going to take us a bit further than that because if you look up in the top left, it says go via location. If that was the end of it, it would typically say stop via location or stop at or that sort of thing. So I think we're going to roll right through there and continue on our way. And we'll see. Yeah, we're about 20 minutes in. See how long it takes. Yeah, we've got, let's go back outside. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hopper cars full of ballast, and we're not the most powerful loco, so this might take a minute. And even when yeah, up here ways, oh, careful. Up here ways the speed limit will open up to 80, but I think the max on this is 60. Harris, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. What's happening? Yeah, even when this opens up to 80, I think this loco is, what does it say? It in here somewhere. I think our maximum speed is 60. And I really wouldn't want to go any faster than that anyway. So how about we aim for, let's say 50. It's a nice compromise. And we don't have too far to go, just a few miles. And we'll reevaluate when we get up that way. I don't think we're taking these, even if we do the second trip, I don't think we're taking these all the way to San Francisco, but we might be. Or, well, we wouldn't take them into San Francisco, but we might be taking them up near the end of the line on that end. We'll find out together. And this is not a scenario. This is classified, like, it's under exploring, so it's classified as a service, I guess. Okay. And yeah, that's us maxed out. This thing just does not have a lot of power. I mean, I'm sure it's got plenty of power for yard work, but not for hauling things on a main line. Oh, you know what I did? I forgot when I was getting settled here. I've been running around all morning, and when I got settled in here, I forgot to make myself another cup of coffee. So we'll see. We'll see how we sort that out. I may do that. If we decide to do that second service, I may take the opportunity to run in the other room and take care of that. All right. We're going down a bit of a grade here. Not super steep, but steep enough we might be able to wind this thing up to 50. And we're also... Oh, what does that sound? What? Alright. It was very ominous rattling. I didn't like that at all. And we're in the Peninsula Corridor route, so we're still looking for our X's that are going to indicate... Yeah, something sounds really loose. That's not good. We're still looking for our X's that are going to indicate we need to sound the horn. You hear that? You hear that rattling sound? That's a mile marker, I believe. Alright, so we've got a yellow signal up ahead. We are going just about 50, so I'm going to back the throttle down a little bit. Let's not get crazy, because if we need to stop this thing for a red signal, we are we are not going to do any surprise stops. No panic stops in this whip. And I did go with rain again today. I went, for the weather, I selected autumn drizzle, because it is autumn where I am and it is drizzling where I am, so I thought that would be fitting. There's a baby bullet heading into San Jose. Fantastic. Frame rate does seem to hold up a little bit better passing traffic. That was one of the biggest problems, I think, in Train Sim World 2020, is when there were two trains moving at once, you and one other train, the frame rate would really, really drop off. And I feel like they've addressed that nicely. Yep, that was a mile marker we passed a while back. I still haven't seen an X, but I haven't seen a crossing either, so I think we're doing okay. We got a mile to go. Now, I'm also curious about, because this is exploring, because it's classified as exploring, I'm curious if after we get this done, it's going to allow us to just continue on, or if we have to hop back to the main menu and select the other service, or if we can just go to the next one. That's part of the is it journeys mode, maybe something like that. All right. Yeah, that rattling is a nice detail, because you know this thing. Take a look at this thing. You know this loco in real life would be, I don't want to say falling apart, but you know it would have plenty of rattles. So that's a nice detail. And I guess they record all the sound for these, like they actually record it in the locos. Well, they say they do. But I know some people seem to feel they reuse a lot of sounds, particularly on the Long Island Railroad. I don't know. I'm trying to be more positive. Trying to be more positive about gaming. Alright, so go via location, and we'll see what our next goal is after we get through here. We're going to pass, this is Lawrence, I guess, right here, this little station stop. So we get through here. And next we're going to stop at location as indicated. Okay, that's a little bit vague, but you know what? We'll just stop where they tell us to stop. And I don't think, let's take a look at our switches again. Yep, this all looks good. Looks good. There's a train in front of us. I think that may be why we're getting a yellow signal. Yep, everything looks good so far. And when we get up here, you know what, we'll figure it out when we get here. I was already trying to like calculate, are we going to drop these hoppers? But then if there's a part 2 of this service, it wouldn't make sense that we did that. Right, I think we're just going to go up here and then maybe hop to that other one. I don't know. I'm just driving my train, man. Driving my train on Tuesday morning. Tuesday afternoon. Speaking of. No. I had to do it. I had to look at my phone to see what the status of track IR was, and sure enough, there's a notice from UPS that it is outside my door in the other room. Ugh. It's like torture. It's like Christmas morning, and I'm still upstairs under the covers. I could be down sitting in front of a tree ripping presents open. It'll be there when I'm done. I'm like a little kid when it comes to any type of technology or gadget. I just love them. Alright. So we're good on speed, and we got just a little bit of a grade here, 0.3%. But even maxed out, we are not really making great time. There's an X. And I think I saw, yeah, no, this is a platform. But there's another, is there another crossing on the other side of it? We'll leave the bell on for now. I thought I saw a marker like out in the bushes, like out toward that side. I think I saw a marker. It was very difficult to spot. I don't know what could be done as far as striking the balance between realism. So right now we've got the HUD on. I know people play this game, is it like this? Yep. I know people play the game like this. I can't do it. I can't monitor speed limits well enough. And also I don't know where to stop. There's an X. And so I think to myself, it's too bad there can't be, like the whistle markers, it's too bad there can't be like some kind of indication, like a glow around the sign or something, where it's not completely immersion breaking, but it makes it a little bit easier to spot than it is now. And there is that stuff. And you can turn on, I can't do it now because I can't remember all of them, but you can turn on a lot of things in the environment that make it easier to spot things. And the only problem with that is then, for me anyway, it just kills the immersion. So it's like, you can have it realistic and very difficult, or you can have it more user-friendly, I guess is a good way to say it, but not as immersive. balance, right? So we've got about 4 minutes to go until we get to this next stop, and if we're 30 minutes in. If that is the end of the service, then we'll just hop to the next one. And it's reading off SSD, so hopefully it'll load quickly enough. There won't be too much of a disruption. I've really been playing with OBS a lot, getting ready to start doing some streams on Twitch, and I feel like I'm using about 10% of OBS. I'm glad I got it working at all. I tried over and over to get it working on my last gaming rig, and I was really never able to get it sorted out. I never got it working. That's why I used Shadowplay to do all my game capture. I didn't use Shadowplay to stream, but OBS just works. And I thought I'd like screwed something up in this setup, and then it never went back to normal, like it never got sorted out. But I went so far as to like go in and delete everything out of the registry related to OBS, uninstall it, delete everything. It just never seemed to work on my last system. But it works fine on this one, and I'm hoping I can find like even more things to do with it as far as streaming stuff. And I'm going to start braking now. You don't really have to, but we've got a little over a mile to go, and this thing takes a long time to stop. All right. So I want to get it slowed down to like, oh, and we got a red signal up here too. Oh dear, oh dear. I think we're going to be okay, but I don't want to risk it. This is a lot of weight to get stopped. Oh, hey. All right. Feeling better about that. And we can just coast in this last little bit. It's not a passenger service, so the timing isn't as critical. You seem to pop in on these fences. Pop. What are you gonna do, man? It's a video game. It's just pixels. I get so worked up about it. It's just pixels. All right. So let me see. Our red signal is just over 900 yards. Slow down a little bit more. Why not? And then it says to stop. I think, yeah, we're supposed to stop in just under 1,000 yards, but our red signal is just over 700 yards. So I think we may need to park up here momentarily. And yeah, I think we may need to park up and wait for track to clear, wait for a block to clear. Unknown. We'll find out when we get up here. But I'm glad I caught that red signal out of the corner of my eye. If not, I would have pulled up to where it's telling us to stop, and we would have... Oh, there we go. Just turned yellow. Okay, so we can coast up now to where we're supposed to stop. And... yeah, 30 minutes. Okay. Well, if this is the end of the service, then we'll just do that next one as well. We'll take this maintenance stuff the rest of the way. Here's an X for us. And we are heading down just a little bit of a hill. It's not really a hill. It's not a hill in train nomenclature. It would be a grade, right? Is that correct? And the bell stays on. As far as I understand it, the bell stays on until you get past the crossing, even if you're going very slowly as we are right now. All right. Slow down the rest of the way here. I've always thought the sound design in this game was pretty good, like I said, but I know people do get fired up about it, man. People get fired up about this game like I can't think of any games that people get this fired up about. Alright, let's see how we did. We are going to hit our mark. Yep, missed it by about 10 feet. Alright. Couple to formation, 6 vehicles. Hang on. First we're going to turn our bell off. Couple to what now? This thing back here. Okay. So there's no switch. There are no points. This is one of the automatic ones. So now we're going to back up. Okay. So we'll go third person. We'll go to the end of the line here. All right. Brakes off. Well, let's get in reverse first. There we go. Brakes off. All right. Brakes off. We are reversing, but all this weight is pulling us down a grade. We're trying to reverse back uphill without getting wheel slip. There we go. And how far back do we have to go? A little over half a mile. I don't know why we pulled down this far. We're well clear of the points that we need to back up across. So I'm not sure why we came all the way down here, but who knows, man. That's how the developers set it up. So we will get backed up and... Oh, hang on now. Hang on. I just noticed we were about to go through a red signal. Is that for us? What in the world? Hang on. So if we go here, yeah, this is a red signal behind us, and then does it also say there's a red signal in front of us? Yeah. There's that trap. Okay, let's go back here. Turn the bell off. So are we waiting for these to clear? Because this train is, yeah, that's long gone. We're not worrying about that. Do we need to... Let's try this. Can we proceed to restrict the speed? Yes, we can. Beautiful. All right. So again, we're drifting downhill a little bit, but we'll get going the other way here. And because that signal in the top right corner right now, it says that's 0.8 miles. I think that's the one we just got permission to go through. So what we need to do is get moving the other way, and then it's going to say we've got one in just like 100 yards. All right. It says 0.8 miles. I'm going to... Yep, 40 yards. So we need to contact the signaler and get permission, yep, to go through this one that is right behind us. Okay, oh, glad I spotted that. That's the end of your scenario right there. You're done. It goes to a black screen that says you failed. So I'm glad I spotted that. All right, and also we've got to go a little over half a mile. But then before we get there, oh, you know what? That's when we pull up onto that siding. That's going to be when it drops to 10 miles per hour. Okay. All right, we did make it through that signal, so that is good. That was a terrible way to end a video. All right, so we're good there. We just need to keep backing up here. And you can do this. I know I've seen some tubers, I've seen some streamers that do this all in cab, but I can't do it for a couple reasons. One is, I mean, I feel like it's just not a good look. But also, what you'll notice sometimes is the distance when you start to get close to whatever it is you're supposed to hook up to, the distance will be off in that little readout. So in the top left corner it says 900, a little over 900 yards. It could be that that's the distance from our loco up there to the cars that we're hooking up to. And so when you add in these 6 hoppers here, the difference is, like right now it's at 860, maybe it's only 760. So you need to kind of visually do the hookup. But if you try to do that from here, right, when it says you're still 100 yards away, you're about to make contact, and then you hit them going too fast. So I find this one right here. I find this one works for me. Not the most immersive. And this thing down in the corner here, I know. I can do, in Train Sim World 2020, I've done passenger services and freight services, and the, I want to say I did the ICE with this part of the HUD turned off. But I don't know, other stuff I'm just not quite comfortable working without it yet. I still like having it down there. Alright, and way off in the mist, way off in the gloom, I can see our other set we're supposed to hook up to. Now, here's the next problem. We weren't quite struggling, but we definitely had some weight on this thing with 6 of these Gandhi cars. Now we got 12 of them. Well, we might have 12 of them. I haven't come this far in the scenario. We might hook these 2 strings up and then unhook and pull away from them, leave them here, or we may take all 12 of them somewhere else. Or this could be the end of the first part of the scenario. Second part of the scenario, then we do take all 12 of them somewhere. I don't know. We'll find out momentarily, but if we were struggling with 6, we're really going to struggle if we put 12 on here. And we'll definitely have to be careful with the braking. Alright, so this is, let me just confirm, yep, I don't need to set anything back here as far as points. This is all sort of automatic. And we will start slowing down a little bit. You know what a cautious person I am. Alright. I've been trying to spot the different graffiti textures that the developers have written. I'd like to see them write a few more. I mean, they can't be, as far as file size, they can't be that big, take up too much space. I'd like to see a little bit more variety in some of the assets and models. But, of course, that's how you end up with a 150 gig game. In fairness, this is only 150 gig if you have all the DLC. Otherwise, I think it comes in at about 30 for base game. So you can make it ridiculous, but you don't have to. Man, I'm running out of hard drive space. I realized the other day, let me see. If I have X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Simulator installed at the same time, well, really I can't, because the scenery packs are just getting too big for everything. So I think at some point I'm going to need to upgrade to two terabyte SSDs. So I'll have 2 SSDs, and each of them will be 2 terabytes. I never would have thought that games would be so big they'd require that kind of storage. And we do need to have a little, yeah, we need to be going fast enough to hook up. All right, wait for a moment. All right, so we are pulling forward again. I'm going to set the brakes for a minute, let all those pressures equalize. We'll send this back to forward. We've got yellow signal in front of us, no reds. Okay, pressures look good. Brakes off. There we go. And we are, yep, we are headed downhill. And we've got 8 miles to go. Okay. I think it's working out pretty good so far. Let me take a look here. I think We did need to throw some switches to get out of the yard, but everything on the main line itself has all been set for us, so no worries there. How far are we going? Pretty far still. Yep, pulling up into this yard here. Okay, so as we get closer, I mean, I can take a look now. Yeah, we got some points here. That one is good, and that'll put us right in there. Okay, we'll confirm that those are still where we left them when we get there. In fact, we got to slow down a little bit right here until we get the rest of the train off the siding. But we'll confirm that those are all where they are supposed to be when we get closer to where we're meant to stop. Another little tap of brakes here. All right. Let's take a look outside. We can reset this. I think we do it that way. Yep. So we've got front now and back. Okay. So utilitarian. There's nothing aesthetically pleasing about that train whatsoever. It is just like a little, looks like a cab. You know what I mean? Like an old school taxi cab. It's just straight. It's just a motor with wheels. No aesthetics to it whatsoever. Alright, and I'm waiting till we get to about 20 miles per hour to bump the throttle up the rest of the way so we don't get any wheel spin. I can feel that sometimes, that they added for Train Sim World 2. I can feel, I don't know, physics feel a little bit different. Alright, and there's 20, so we'll bump that up. And then if we look, if we go back here, yeah, if we started back here and we're up here now going to right here, then if that second scenario continues it, I don't know if it goes all the way into San Francisco or just up here somewhere, but it looks like it's about the same length. So we'll do that, maybe not next episode, but at some point we'll do that second maintenance scenario. All right, there's 30. So we'll max it out. There we go. Yeah, I'm really missing that coffee right about now. I need to remember. Never do that again. Can't make it without my coffee. And we're going to, we'll take a look when we're a couple miles out, confirm that those points haven't moved. I don't think they do. I feel like the NPC trains just go where they're supposed to go regardless of how the switches are set. I don't think you can reroute another train by throwing a switch, or if you could, I don't think they have to move them around to get where they need to go. I think they just sort of go right over them. Almost like a non-collision kind of thing. Or is that rattle again? Oh, game. Here's the detail. If there was a way that you could like put your hand on that and make it stop rattling, that would be a detail. Yeah, it feels like it's right around 40 miles per hour is when it starts happening. There's your crossing. Beautiful. One more? Nope. And here's a detail. I don't know if you've ever seen this. If you look on the bell, I don't know what size screen you're watching this on, but if you look on the bell, you can see the little clapper on the bottom of it activating, like swinging to the side. Oh, details. I love it, man. I don't know how realistic games could ever become. I don't know if they could ever be realistic enough for me. Having said that, I talk a lot about, I don't know, something like Zusi, as far as a train simulator. It's too realistic. Well, maybe not. Let me take that back. It's not necessarily realistic. It's accurate. And those are sort of two different things. But something like Zusi is, as far as I know, it's 100% accurate. It's accurate enough that you can use it to learn how to operate a train in real life. Unlike this, right? Like I don't fool myself that having done this in a sim that I could hop in this train in real life and do the same thing. I mean, maybe I could. But that's like the big flight simulator test where, you know, they take people that have spent a lot of time in something like Microsoft Flight Sim and they put them in a proper training simulator for an airline at an airport, and they can sort of do okay, but they can't land the aircraft safely. There's just so much more to it than what you get in a sim. Well, something like Zusi is exactly the opposite. It's not really a sim, it's not really immersive, it's just extraordinarily accurate. So when I wonder how realistic these sims can get, I guess what I'm really asking is how immersive can they get? I don't know that realism, accuracy, and immersion are all the same thing. It's like it's three different things, and they're sort of related, but each one of them can cancel out the other. That makes sense? And maybe it did. I don't know. I just love them though. Of all the types of gaming that there are, I don't know how sim gaming ended up being my favorite. I know everybody's got their own thing. I think a lot of it comes from racing sims. From the time that I was like old enough to hold a gamepad, all I wanted was racing sims. And I feel like it's sort of, I don't know, spread out from there. But the core of it is just race cars. Always loved cars, always loved racing. Even when I was tiny. Alright, get through there. Good, 4.5 miles. Time, 53 minutes. This could work out perfectly. I don't know if this scenario is designed to be 1 hour, but it's possible that we're going to get it done in exactly 1 hour. I only did one blast on the horn there. I saw this right in front of us that we're about to cross over. I saw that and I thought maybe it was a level crossing. So I did want to sound the horn, but then I realized we were getting into a platform and I did not want to like blast everybody on the platform with the horn. So I kind of compromised there. I know. It's not exactly how it's done. Up here. Yeah, this is 0.5% grade. We are maxed out and we're losing speed. Yeah, I mean we carried 50 miles an hour into this grade and we're losing speed as we climb it. So I think if we had to start, I mean, if we came to a dead stop on this grade, like if we caught a red signal or something, I don't know that we would be able to get going again. I've had that happen a couple times and it's tricky if you can't back up. I think in real life they really don't want you doing that. I don't think you're supposed to like back up a train to get a run at it, right? Get some momentum for a hill. It's frowned on. I would guess it's frowned on. But in the game you can't always do it because you can't necessarily get permission from the dispatcher to back up through a red signal. So I've had to quit out of scenarios and quit out of timetables if I lost momentum on a hill and couldn't get started again. I think the way around that is to anticipate the red signal a little better, and rather than stopping for it, begin slowing down and maintain some kind of headway as you approach the signal, and then just time it so regardless of like when it goes green, that you're still moving and you still have enough momentum that you can just apply some power and continue rolling, and you're not trying to start a dead stop going uphill. Alright, there's one. There's a rattle. another baby bullet. Yep, that's a DLC as well, and that got ported over too. So those, yeah, the Peninsula Corridor, and then if you had those other two locos, well, one loco and one loco plus train set, if you had those, they came in as well. I imagine everything's going to port over other than, what, NEC, what was the other one? Great Western, and Rapid Transit. Rapid Transit is coming, or it's not? I know NEC and Great Western are not. I think Rapid Transit is TBD. We've gone over 3 crossings, and I have not seen any X's. Could be that I missed them, could be they're not there. And we are... just under 2 miles out. I'm going to start braking now. Because we are descending. We've got twice the weight on now. We picked up another half dozen of those cars. So we're twice as heavy, we're going down a hill, and it's raining. So let's be super safe and super smart. Alright, waiting for the rest of that air to bleed out. Took a minute. Alright, we do have yellow signals. Okay, and we've got a 30 mile per hour before we get to our stop, so that worked out because we're going 28 now. Okay, so that did work out. Time 57 minutes, perfect. And I'm going to tap these brakes again just to keep us slowed down before we get to this 30 mile per hour zone, because yeah, our descent is 0.7. The grade is 0.7% right now. Telling us yellow. All right. Oh, and I also wanted to take a look. So everything's still set properly. That one is, and that one is, and that one is. Okay. And then we've got a 10 coming up. Alright, so we need to slow way down for this one. Grade is leveling out a little bit, so we don't have to deal with that anymore. Good. Alright, and we'll just creep the last little way in here, and I think that's us done. Yep, this took longer than I thought it would, but the service itself was fun. There was enough variety to it. I like that ICE train, but something I've seen in the comments a lot, and something I've seen on Reddit a lot, is the way the ICE is set up in real life is you don't really do anything with it. You know, it's so automated as far as the speed controls and the safety systems and everything. You don't really do anything with it. Once you get it going, you just sort of keep an eye on the instruments, but you don't do anything. The train drives itself, and then when you get to the end of the service, you stop, but there's no intermediate stops or anything. It's not a local, it's an express, naturally. So it doesn't matter how long the route is, whether it's 60 kilometers or 160 kilometers or whatever. You get the train started, right? You close the doors, you get the train started, and then you're done. So as much as people want high-speed trains, they're not necessarily the most fun to operate in a sim. I would not have thought about that. I really do I really do enjoy the yard work, I think, as much as I enjoy anything, or the passenger service where you're starting and stopping a lot. I think I enjoy that as much as anything else, because there's more to it than just, well, like in Flight Sim, right? If you're flying IFR in Flight Sim, you fly the takeoff, get the autopilot and the navigation set, and then you don't really do anything until it's time to land. And if you're landing ILS, you don't even really do a whole lot when you're landing. So comparing IFR to VFR, I think on the Flight Sim side is like comparing a high-speed service or a freight service, an express freight, comparing that to yard work or something else where you're starting and stopping a lot, going forward, going in reverse, messing with points. It seems like it would be slower, but in a lot of ways, for me anyway, in a lot of ways it's just a lot more fun. Alright. Nice Union Pacific logo over here. Alright, and we'll see if we can hit our marks here. Something else I haven't thought about till just now is I don't know if they're going to want us to get unhooked and then go somewhere, or if we're just going to stop and then that's us done. Right. Uncouple. Okay, so we'll set the independent brake up here. Right. Uncoupled 12 vehicles. I think that means all of them. So that's this right here. Right. Stop the location. So we'll go back up here. Right. Back around this way, mouse the keyboard. Where are we going? We're going, we're just going right up here. So, is this one set properly? That is. And we'll leave that one for now. Oh no, wait. This is us right here. So this one does need to be, and this one. You know what? Hang on. Let's do it right. So we'll open that. Out here. Down. So we want this one to be the other way, okay? And the other one as well. All right. Alright, right there, and then this one right there. Okay. All right. What? There we go. Okay, so we'll run back to our yard loco. It's funny to me that this is one of the smaller locos in the game, but they're all so big, right? Like they're trains and they're massive, but this one is like all tiny and petite compared to the others. All right, up the steps. All right, over here, close the door. Here, so right there, brakes off. Very carefully move my mouse a little bit. And after we get up here, I don't know where we're going next. I don't know if we're stopping here or if we've got more work to do. The fact that they're moving us past a switch makes me think they're going to have us back up and do something else. Maybe get hooked up to another string. All right. So if we stop right about here, right? And then now where are we going? Back up here. Okay. So that one's still good, but this one needs to be different. Okay. So hop back here. Right. About this way. And this one is good, but this one needs to be to the other side now. Okay, so we're just going to back up in front of that UP loco. All right. Over here. Other side. Beautiful. Let me take a look at something. I don't think... No. I don't know where the fuel tank is on this. I think on almost all the locos you can, well, all the diesel locos actually, I think you can add fuel to all of them, but I don't know where all the fuel caps are, all the filler caps. All right, back up here. All right, there we go. And we want to go 172 yards. So yeah, I think we'll be right in front of that UP loco. And that's going to be us done. There we go. How'd we do? Gold medal. I love it. All right. I'm going to go play with my track IR. Thanks for checking out the live stream. See you next time. Take care.